Hello everyone, welcome back to Clusterbmilkshake. I am your host, along with support puppet Mr. Chicken. Yes, I'm diagnosed with narcissism, the personality disorder, what the hell, and antisocial personality disorder. I also made the cut for psychopathy, and that's why today we are going to talk about how psychopaths are made. Now, I have gone through the diagnostic process. I have had the psychopathy checklist done on me, not a self-report, okay? This was done by somebody else, and now I am also in a lab rat study for psychopathy through lab and social affective neuroscience at Georgetown University. How did I get involved in the lab ratness? I went to psychopathyis.com. I did a survey on psychopathy just to see if you have traits or whatever, and then they rate you, and I was high. I have not talked for several days, so please excuse this garbage. And my aunt gave me this wig for fun. Yeah, I'm Barbie now. Okay. After I got did the survey, to see, it says that I was very high risk. Would I like to take the hour plus long test? And I said, yeah. So I took the test, and then I heard nothing. For 9 months. In that time, I did do my diagnostic assessment with Dr. Mark Eatonson, and he did the test, took it after hearing all of my history and everything, and I did make the cut. Got a 30 out of 40. Ted Bundy got a 39 or something. Okay, so here we go. We're going to talk about how psychopaths are made. I am going to use the information from the testing that I had to take. And also, I read a book called Psychopathy The Basics by Sandie Taylor and Lance Workman. That it's a really good book, and it goes into very much detail all the different avenues of how we became this way. Don't forget that we did not ask for this, okay? So keep your demonized shit to yourself, all right? I'm gonna whip you with my bobby hair, all right, okay. So in infancy, how you are nurtured by your mother is going to cause you to be either insecure avoidant, which is the infant is less distressed when the mother leaves, and easily comforted by a stranger. So mom takes off, baby don't give a fuck, and then anybody can come in and care for the baby, and the baby will be cool with it. So there is no attachment to mom there. Type B is secure. So when mom takes off, baby cries. When mom comes back, baby's all happy as shit. Mom's here. Then type C, insecure resistant. So this is clings to mom, shows anxiety when she leaves, and not easily comforted when she returns. Now, I do not remember my babyhood. All I do remember is when being left at preschool when I was 2.5, because mom wanted me out the fuck house early as possible. That I remember having anxiety going to this place. This is probably where my social anxiety has formed, maybe, because I just remember all the stranger kids, and I was just like, what the fuck? And I fucking hate it. So I know that I had massive separation anxiety. Was it from mom or just being fucking thrown into a place or whatever, of Strangerville? I don't know. And when I would drive by elementary schools as an adult, I get fucking like this PTSD flashback, and I fucking hate it. I hate it. I hate school. Hate it. All right. So type A and C, obviously not the secure type, are more likely at risk to demonstrate psychopathic traits later on in life. Now, you don't just have to have this. I'm going to give you the layered cake, okay? That's going to make up what, somebody with psychopathy would become, okay? And no, it's not just psychopaths are born, everybody else is made. No. This book was written 2023, and if you go on, Abigail Hirsch, Dr. Abigail Hirsch, who specializes in psychopathy, and she's the one that runs Psychopathy Is. I might be making that shit up, but that's her fucking thing. She's the one that does all the research and everything, because she actually wants to know why people have empathy. So she studies the people who do not have it. Okay? All right. Where am I? All right. There is evidence to show that psychopathy is partly hereditable. Genes make up 50% of the variance in the development of psychopathy, with the environment accounting for the remaining 50%. So if, when I was reading in the book, it said if Papa San had psychopathy traits, whatever, and you are 5 times more likely to get it because of daddy. They usually say, men, because women are less likely, but hey, I won the lottery, dude. And yeah, dad was a fucking deviant from hell. All right. Inheriting the genes only increases the chance of developing psychopathy if you had a fucked up childhood, especially in the home environment. So where you grew up and in the household is going to, make the cake more dense of who you are becoming. That is creating your personality, okay? So then there is the biological roots. So abnormal low levels of serotonin, that's the happiness, well-being component, and oxytocin, the love hormone. So that's going to be very low in people presenting with psychopathy traits. And I've always said happiness is fleeting, and there ain't no love. There's obsession, possession, but no love. There's no, oh my God, after having sex with you, oh, your dick is magic. No, that's not happening. Then we got the MRI scans looking for abnormalities in the brain that relate to emotional responses and self-control. It checks for your empathy, which is inappropriate responses to threat, and response control. If you've been watching me long enough, you see that, I need a motherfucking leash on my on my fucking voice box too. Jesus. All right. Then we have traumatic brain injury. Not saying that everybody has to have this, of course, but having a traumatic brain injury, this causing progressive frontotemporal dementia, a condition following damage to the area of the frontal and temporal cortex, which includes changing in cognition and personality. So if you have a traumatic brain injury damaging these areas, that you can have you can mirror psychopathic characteristics. Okay. And when I was born, my head was crushed with the forceps. My mother said, quote, "I thought you were going to be retarded." So if you have somebody who looks like the Elephant Man, your first child who looks like the Elephant Man, how are you bonding with this fucking disfigured thing? You know, my head said, my aunt even said that it looked like a fucking pineapple, you know. And then how are you going to bond with it, you know, because, you know, her whole thing was beauty image and stuff like that. And now you have this retarded looking child. So I doubt she bonded with me very well. And then my father, he was just a cheat, a drug addict, and a deviant. And he said I look like a conehead. So, and he always talks shit about me. So, thanks. Thank you. So I doubt he bonded with me too. There are no pictures of me and my father or mother before 6 months. All right. Let's see. Hormones and cholesterol. Cholesterol, cortisol. Dude, at least we're having a good time, right? Okay. Increase in testosterone are associated with aggression dominance and success in competition. Cortisol increases when losing a competition. The stress hormone involved with fear and withdrawal. So people with psychopathy traits might have abnormally high levels of testosterone and abnormally low levels of cortisol. I want to say cholesterol again. Take the pizza out of your fucking mouth. Get rid of that cholesterol. Okay? All right. Side note, antisocial personality disorder is not the same as psychopathy, although some traits overlap. Antisocial personality disorder is the base with psychopathy characteristics in addition to it. So, you can also, people with antisocial personality disorders can be comorbid with borderline personality disorder, narcissistic personality disorder, and histrionic personality disorder. So you can have a narcissistic psychopath. That is common. All right, here we go. So back to childhood. We have the bonding with mom, attachment styles, genetics, biology, and brain functioning. Now we have oppositional defiant disorder and conduct disorder. ADHD also looks like conduct disorder or, you know, not behaving. Okay, because you have ADHD and sometimes you just can't fucking sit still. Your brain can't function and concentrate, and then they're all over the place, and it's not going to be a good time for the teacher. All right. So, what does conduct disorder look like? I have had this. There's no fucking way that my mother was going to send me to therapy. Whether it was she just didn't want to, which is fine, or she did not want to be shamed, because knowing my mouth, of course, I'm going to talk about how home is all fucked up and nobody wants to be exposed. Okay, so aggressive behavior towards others and animals. Yes, intimidation, bullying, cruelty, physical and sexual violations, and weaponry. Yes. Damage to property, intentional destruction to property and causing harm. Yes. Another thing that I used to do for fun is I would sneak into my grandma's house while she was home, and just to see if I could get in undetected and crawl on my belly and shit. And yeah. Have I ever done that to a stranger's home? No. Do I have the skills? Yes. All right. Number 3, deceitful, devious behavior. delinquent acts, and lying as a mean of attaining goals and renouncing obligations. Yes, we want to get what we want. And if telling the truth isn't getting what we want, because believe me, I have tried to tell the truth. It doesn't get you what you want. So you lie and you get what you want. You're never fucking rewarded for good behavior, I'm telling you. In these environments, of my life, you don't get rewarded for good behavior, for telling the truth. So you might as well just fucking lie. And I wouldn't doubt that the parents knew that I was lying with some shit, and they just don't fucking care, Anyway, for unacceptance and violation of authority and rules. Prior to the age of 13, rules set by parents and other organizations, such as school, are disrespected. Yes, and that has continued through, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, all the way. You just don't trust shit. So you see that, you don't trust authority figures. You don't fucking care. You're going to do whatever the fuck you're going to do anyways. And punishments don't mean a fucking thing. So I got arrested when I was 14 years old for shoplifting, and there was this jacket that I really fucking wanted, and I ripped it off. I could have gotten fucking arrested again, but I did not care. I was not even thinking about being arrested. In my manifesting mind, it was get the jacket. That's all you care about. I wasn't even thinking or having any fear of being caught. It was just getting that fucking buzzer off the goddamn jacket, and I got it off. All right. More behaviors include aggression involving physical attacks. When I was younger, I was more physically aggressive going towards. Now I will be verbally, physically, asshole aggressive or whatever, but not physical. But I will be violent if somebody's coming at me violently, then I will. Maybe even your mouth. If your mouth is violent, I can see myself just snapping too. It would take a lot though. Something like somebody trying to take away what's mine, maybe. Okay. Verbal abuse, yeah. Criminal damage, fire setting. I never set a house on fire, just the bathroom. Okay. Cruelty to animals, non-compliance, rule breaking, lacking in a moral compass, little to no remorse. Now, do we know right from wrong? When I was young, I'm just learning from my parents and social environment. So if people are doing wrong things according to social norms, I wouldn't fucking know because I'm just doing the thing. Being an adult, knowing the laws, knowing how people, society says, let's all get together and say, no, this is bad. And then, so I fucking know what is bad to you and what is, fine for you, but I don't give a fuck. So if my goal is to get something in whatever, I'm gonna fucking do it, and I do not care if it's bad. Okay, so yeah. Anyways, let's continue. They have few friends, difficulty in forming bonds, yes, lack of affection, warmth, and cooperation towards others, yes. And as you know, we can fake this shit too. So when you see any breadcrumbing things going on, when you see any, towards you or whatever, it's just bullshit. Obviously we want you around, but the feeling is bullshit. We know that we have to act a certain way to get a certain thing from you, whatever it is. And we're going to have to fucking mask up for you. Okay? But don't shit. We did not ask to be void of feelings, to be a nothing inside. Okay? So stop being an asshole and shitting on us like we are withholding love. It's not there. It's not there. It's not there. Okay? All right. So what are the psychopathy traits in adults? Factor 1, psychopathy, but I'm just going to say factor 1 and factor 2, but they all can mishmash, moosh, mosh when you're doing these psychopathy checklist testy-like things. It is all discombobulated together in a big muck, okay? And then you're scored, you get a 1 through 30. Or 40, excuse me, 1 through 40, but 30, you get a 30, you're a psychopath. Burn. All right, sounds scary, but it's really not. I'm not that bad. I'm cool. Okay. Factor 1, superficial charm, appearing charismatic and engaging. Yes. Grandiosity, an inflated sense of self-importance. Manipulativeness and conning, skillful, deceiving others for personal gain. Yes, sometimes you just have to do it. And sometimes it's unconscious, you know? It's like a lot of you people too, you're like, I'm not manipulative, and then you fucking tell me all these, I'm like, that's manipulation. I just think that you do not know what it is because you were trying to get a goal reached. And you knew that you had to be a little shade to do it. You know, we do it all the time with parents, family, friends, strangers, salesmen, you know. We manipulate fucking people, the tax people. Come on. All right. Number 4, lack of remorse or guilt, showing no feelings or regret for harmful actions. See, but I can justify things, so it really doesn't seem like they're harmful to me. You know, you're the vajayjay. You're the vajayjay. Toughen up, motherfuckers. This is why I always have to date people who have a lot of the same characteristics as me, because just playing with you like a cat and mouse, that's fucking boring. All right, number 5, shallow emotions, limited emotional depth or empathy. Yes, and if you do cry in front of a psychopathic person, they can give you a hug and comfort you, but they feel nothing. They can sit next to you and let you cry, but they're not sad for you. They're not going to have any facial expression or anything. They may be even, they can't wait for you to shut the fuck up type thing too. And then other times, if there's a lot of frustration, or if you're crying because of me, zip it. I'm just gonna fucking get mad at you. Don't fucking cry. All right. 6, callousness. A disregard for the feelings of others. There you go. Okay. So these traits contribute to a person's ability to exploit and manipulate those around them without feeling emotional consequences. No. All right, factor 2, psychopathy, impulsivity, irresponsibility, a lack of concern for obligations and commitments, poor behavioral controls, difficulty managing emotions and behaviors leading to outbursts. A lot of the times, I'm sure some of you guys can relate when you feel like a volcano, like you're holding so much stuff inside, you have to be the strong one or what. I'm just trying to get you to relate, the strong one, and then you're fucking over it, and then you have your little fucking meltdown. You know, I think everybody has experienced that, but it might be a lot more going on with somebody with psychopathy, and because a psychopathic person isn't taking responsibility or is justified for all of their behaviors, they're going to blame you for a lot of their life and the way that they feel about their environment, their luck. Okay, all right. Chronic boredom, yes. Lack of realistic long-term goals. Yes, I mean, I'm fucking doing YouTube, dude. I do not know when this is going to end. I never know if I'm going to be inspired or not, if I'm going to have to go and get a little fucking job on the side. I don't know. So I live day to day in the moment, okay? Parasitic lifestyle, relies on others for financial support without contributing. All of us children have done this with our parents, of course, but it's their fucking responsibility. But you know, if you're still in that childlike mind too, or I would move, you know, you move until, you know, you like a locust, just sucking up all the resources, moving with dad, moving with mom, moving with grandma, moving with grandpa, moving with your friends. Then you get married, and then you move in, you know, I skipped boyfriend, girlfriend, and then move in with, you know, your spouse and everything. And then, you know, I've had jobs, I've contributed and everything. Did I want the man to be the financial fucking bring home the bacon motherfucker? Yes. Okay. Number 7, juvenile delinquency, a history of antisocial behavior during youth. So all of these components, the whole childhood thing, the brain stuff, all of this stuff, and the environment in which the person grew up. You have to have this perfect storm going on to create somebody with psychopathy, okay? So sometimes when you guys are fighting with your spouses and things like that, or they're very difficult, there's an array of fucking things that could be happening inside that person that doesn't make them, you know, mentally disturbed. They're just mentally disturbing you. But if you are relating to things that you read in book, you know, red flaggy things, then cool. But another thing that you need to do is ask yourself if you do any of those red flaggy things, because I always thought it was everybody else. I never thought it was me. And there's a lot of you out there that are doing fucked up things, but you do not see your own perspective, okay? I went from this journey of just thinking that I'm being normal. There's something empty going on. I don't know what the fuck. I can't, you know, fill this empty hole, but I don't know what it is. I went from that to not knowing what the fuck to being diagnosed with all this shit because I started to research and self-reflect. So don't think that you're off the hook of, you know, you ain't perfect. Nobody's perfect except for Mr. Chicken. Okay? All right. Anyways, I hope that was helpful. Have a great day. Namaste.